Would you rather the vault stay closed? And I say that because, like, right now, he's gone. And anything that comes out is probably going to be dated. So what's good, y'all? This is Regroup presented by the Clout Report. I'm your host, J Cal. What's up, chat? Where y'all at? So in other news, Nipsey Hussle and Bino Rideaux project dropped tonight. Do we care? Cardi B, Dolla ign, also on the album. Let's see here. What do we think about Nipsey right now? He's been gone for a while. Are we looking for new Nipsey or what? Respectfully.
This album, prolific, gang. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to it this morning when I did my run. I start my day with a run, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna tune into this album, see what it's hitting on. Now, note, I went into this album with zero expectations. Well, expectations because I've been a Nipsey fan for a while, but I didn't know what this album was going to sound like at all. I know Black Sam and them have been on a run of promoting the album, stuff like that. I've been a little bit off the grid lately, so I didn't see any interviews or anything like that. I had no idea what to expect. So, boy, when I tell you, I was surprised at the music that we got for this album. And that's not a bad thing. It was an interesting listen on my run because I'm looking to get hyped early in the morning. You know, Nip gonna give us that motivation, that, you feel me, that hustle rap, that street rap, you feel me? Different bit of a vibe on this one, especially as you get into the second half of the album. It's a lot of vibes. And it makes sense because him and Bino, like, they did a collab album before and whatnot. There's a lot of songs for the ladies. A lot of vibes on this album. I'm not going to hold you. But Nip is still rapping at a high caliber. Like, he's still spitting. One of my favorite songs is the closing track, Back to Back. I love that track. 500 Horses is another track I love. I love the joint with Cardi B. You feel me? A different vibe from what I expected. I gave it a second listen after my workout was done and everything. Took a shower, switched up you feel me? Where my headspace was at. And I was like, all right, I get it. I get what the vibe of this album is. You feel me? Going into things with, like, not really knowing where it was headed, what direction it was going in. Posthumous albums are always hard to, like, put together and not seem like cash grabs because it's a lot of unfinished ideas and laid vocals, and there's people switch beats after recordings and stuff like that, and the person is not really there to give their full input. So it's like people that's around them that have to do that to the best of their ability, you know? So it's a very difficult thing to do, but overall, I did enjoy the album. Like, I did enjoy it. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, I wasn't necessarily expecting Victory Lap, but this is a totally different vibe from that. So if you go into this expecting Victory Lap, you're going to get something else. You feel me? Yeah, I mean, that's the most I could give you guys right now. Again, this is just the first listen reaction, actually a second listen.
And I trust his take on it for some reason. So Nipsey's been gone for like 7 years. Do we want more of his music, or would you rather the vault stay closed? And I say that because, like, right now, he's gone. And anything that comes out is probably going to be dated. Hip hop is extremely perishable. So anything that comes out now could hurt his legacy because it's not fresh. It's not right out the studio, right out the booth, hitting the streets. So what are your thoughts? Would you want to see, or would you want to hear new Nipsey? Because it could be more than this. It could be more than this one. I'm gonna definitely check it out though. What other news? But other news, Lionel Richie got on the mic, and he definitely didn't hold back.
They trying to do something New. Outdoors with Earth, Wind, and Fire. We were doing that. The difference is between then and now, we didn't go to jail. We find Christian.
Notice he didn't say that they didn't do different, you know, they did things different. He just said they didn't go to jail, I guess, for it, which is maybe a big distinction between then and now. But let me let him finish cooking.
Fine Christian men. That's right. See, we didn't have that Instagram and that TikTok and that go out and tell a lie, then go post it.
They had Jet.
What the hell was that? And Usher and Chris Brown.
Lionel Richie know he wrong for that. Come on now. Let these young bulls rock. All right, what else we got? Joe Budden. Joe Budden. Anybody heard about Joe Budden's new project? He got a new project, y'all. Joe Budden is killing them. Joe Budden is killing them.
A stranger bursts into her house. He runs
So
upstairs.
New show
He comes back down with her 2-year-old in one hand and a gun in the other. Think about what this actually is.
Crime
it's
in
not
America.
An insult. It's a location. It's an X that marks the spot where her kids sleep. Beaten, strangled, stabbed, and set on fire. An incredible amount of violence for someone who didn't have any enemies or stalkers. The kids came home from their sleepover to a grisly scene. Thelma's 17-year-old son found her in her bedroom with a butcher knife sticking out of her chest. And yet, no forced entry, as if whoever did this was welcomed in. By the end of the night, Christopher Barber confessed to Thelma's murder. Forensics found a single pubic hair on Thelma's body. Not only did the DNA rule out Barber and Hester, it also gave them a match. Those test results came out in 2021, and Barber is still on death row.
All right.
Today, we're going to start.
That's what's up. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love to see people be able to show range. You know, in this world, people always want to put us in a box. You know, if you do something great, that's all you can do. If you do another thing, okay, you can only do those two things. That's it. That's all you can do. But it's a lot of people that are super talented out there that can do a lot of things and do them well. And I love to see it. Shout out to Joe Budden for that. But I'm pretty sure he still got his podcast and to do that. And it doesn't even matter to you all what he has to say. I don't think it matters that much personally. I mean, I wish he didn't do that. I wish he used his platform or his opportunity on the microphone to say something positive, maybe something a little uplifting, not to say they doing what we did 50 years ago. I mean, yeah, we know that. Yeah, that's the obvious part, right? So what? What's your point? Oh, they doing what the Four Tops was doing. They doing what the Earth, Wind, and Fire was doing. Yeah, that's how it works. And guess what's gonna happen 50 years from now? It'll be somebody else. Yeah, that's how it go. Yeah. Yeah. Music don't stop with Earth, Wind, and Fire or the Four Tops or the OJs or the whoever in the hell else used to do it. Yeah, it's always gonna be someone used to do it. And guess what? It's always somebody else coming. There's always somebody else coming. It's some young boys and girls in vocal training right now, learning how to instruments and everything, and they're getting ready to be the next generation to get that Chris Brown and Usher money. Take the fan base right from them. But it's okay. That's just the way it works. So I think we gotta congratulate each other a little more. You know, be more supportive of one another. Not all this hate, man. We got to get away from that, man. You know, you think Lionel Richie being almost 80 years old, he'd be a little more understanding of how that worked. It was amazing. I had a blast with y'all today. Like, share, subscribe. We're here every Monday through Friday. 5 o'clock standard time, Pacific Standard Time anyway. So check us out next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace.